Y'all, welcome back to Trey Solidego. Y'all go ahead and subscribe. That's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna say is subscribe and then subscribe again because y'all gotta be a part of my Trey Solidego family and I'm trying to grow. Anyways, today's video is gonna be about finding yourself and what finding yourself is, what it means, how to do it, why you gotta do it, where you gotta do it, what you gotta do it, finding yourself. All right. And then subscribing to my channel too. But anyways, finding yourself, what you gotta do is, all right, let me start over. So, let me put it like this. What finding yourself is having to double back to your childhood trauma and then finding where that was and then basically raising the kid in you. Let me give you an example. Right now I got a 4-year-old son, and when he was born, I didn't really know what the fuck to do. I didn't know how to handle a baby. But as you know what I'm saying, as I was around him, it kind of was natural. It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, hard to do. It's kind of natural. But my son at 4, if he just out of a snap of a finger just turned 8, I really wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, they both of them are not self-sufficient, but you have to provide for them differently. So let me elaborate some more. So if I raise my son, and I'm raising him, and he get to where he's 13, and at age 13, me as a parent, I feel like, okay, he's self-sufficient. I don't really have to do much raising for him. Only thing I gotta do is just make sure he in school and make sure he's fed, you know what I mean? And at 13, shit, you can make a pack of noodles, nigga. So if you a little self-sufficient and it's not much raising, I feel like you could just grow up from there, or just grow up. You don't have. It's not much raising I have to do. Then what happens with my son? What would happen with him is he would then continue to grow. His body will continue to grow, but with a structure stop is where his mental stops. So if the structure stops at 13, that's where his mental is going to stop too. So then he becomes 14, 15, 16, 17, and he still has that mental structure stopped at 13. I got a homeboy who's 29. Matter of fact, he 3 months younger than me, and he just got a crib. He just got a house out here in San Diego. Now everybody know that ain't easy to do. In San Diego, it's not easy to get a house. And my homeboy at age 29, shout out to my homeboy. That's the kind of friends I like to have right there. He just got a house at age 29. So it was all of our friends, mutual friends there and everything. Everybody's sitting there, supposed to be coming over there celebrating, and I'm happy for them. But I see on other faces of our friends is they looking kind of upset, or you can just see the jealousy, the envy, and the kind of envious look in their face about him having a place or being in the place that they not in their life. And what they don't realize, what I realized was what helps me, what allows me to be happy for the next man or be around somebody who's up when I'm not really up, is I realize that the universe or God is not going to give you something that you're not ready for. Not saying that I couldn't handle a house at 29. It's just that my homeboy, he come from generations after generation after generation of structure. And normally, mostly in black families, when you have generation after generation, you come from generation of dysfunction. So it gets better the next generation because you take the things just like how your mom did. Your mom take the things from your that your grandma raised her, and she take the things that was fucked up and she takes it out and she raised you better than her grandma raised her. And her grandma raised her mom, you know what I'm saying, better than, and it gets better every generation. But when you come from long lines of structure and your parents, grandparents raised your parents right, then what end up happening is it's no need for you to find yourself. You have that structure from birth to when you grown. But in a lot of families with dysfunction, is what happens is you people stop raising their kid, or they stop giving them structure once they're a little self-sufficient. And what they don't realize is you gotta keep at age 13. That's when you start to teach your kids about financial support, about you know what I'm saying, self-control. And you got a young man, you gotta teach him about emotional control. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of things you gotta teach kids, adolescents, young adults, even adults. As a parent, it's always something to you always raising and have structure. But when let me get back to whereas if I was raising my son and I stopped raising him and I stopped providing him structure at 13. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to 24, he's still gonna have a mental structured person of a 13-year-old. And unlike in school, when you left behind, or you're not really mentally there to go to the next level, they held you back. You know what I mean? You get a second chance. You get to redo that. But in life, at age 13, time don't wait for you. You can't just go back to age 13 and time says, okay, try again. Nah, nigga, shit gonna keep on going. Time ain't gonna wait for you. So it's up to you. That's what finding yourself is. So if you 29 years old and you just going about life and it's something not right, because there's a lot of people out there like that. They you can just tell they just off. Like their energy's off. You know what I'm saying? Even though they good people, they just off. Like something's not right with them. They didn't find themselves. Then you gotta double back. So if I was to stop raising my kid at 13 and he turns 24, he will have to then at 24 double back, or even at 34. Some people have to double back to 13 and find that 13-year-old and who you are mentally, and y'all have to meet right there in the middle, or not in the middle, meet where you at. You have to raise, and you have to kind of slow down yourself and go back and raise yourself, find yourself. And that's what finding yourself is. It's basically doubling back and picking up the pieces, because it ain't easy. And a lot of people just like to go on with life and say, hey, I'm grown, motherfucker, I'm 20, I'm 24, I'm grown. Literally, you know, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because the structure in your mind, sometimes, you know what I mean, your parents, they do the best they can with what they know. So they take what they know and they give you the best of what they got. But sometimes it's not good enough. So what you got to do is go back and, you know what I'm saying, find yourself, find that little kid and tell them, hey, look, this is what you do with your money. Hey, look, this how you handle a relationship, or this how you love yourself in a relationship. Or you got to go back to yourself and teach you, put yourself on game. All the game that you miss, you know what I'm saying? Just like school, when they hold you back, you got to go back to that grade or that age and put yourself on game. Unless you blessed with somebody who does that for you. But even still, you're going to be your best teacher, because somebody can tell you shit stink and show you a picture of shit, but you can't smell it. But the best way to learn is to put your nose up to, or see some shit in person and smell it, and then you're going to know what stank is. Somebody could tell you some shit stink, but you won't believe it until you smell some shit. So that's just how it is. Trey Charlottego, y'all go ahead, subscribe to me, and then tell your friends about me so they could tell your mama so she can subscribe, and then your sister, your brothers, and your aunties and uncles, and everybody subscribe to your boy Trey Charlottego, because I'm out here trying to grow my family out here in this California, your boy from the sticks, and I'm out here in the mountains now. So the mountains and the valley and the beaches and shit. So go ahead, subscribe to me. Peace, love, all that good stuff.